Hi, Mark Savage here with Savage on Wheels. Now when I mentioned the Hyundai Sonata to you, you're probably not thinking sports sedan, but it is a sports sedan when it is an N-Line. This is the new top of the line performance model for Hyundai, and they've got N-Line Sonata, Tucson, just about everything. They're adding it to everything. But we've shown you the Sonata before, and it's a beautiful car. Again, the lights that come up this way, that's all cool. But with this, we black out the grille. We put kind of a chin spoiler on here.
You can keep going.
So we have a little bit of ground effects, and then Paul will show them along the side here. You know, they've given us a little bit of ground effects down here on the fascias, down along the bottom edge. And then in the back, they put these neat little ridges on here and made this look more like a little spoiler on the back on the trunk. So pretty cool looking, but not over the top. So that's great. And on top of that, I know you're not going to believe this, 34,000 and change, and this has a 2.5 liter turbo i4, and guess what, 290 horsepower. So this thing will get up and go, which we'll show you later. Also a very snazzy looking interior too, but N-Line, remember N-Line. Interior here with the N-Line is kind of a combination of this is, I'm told, a fake suede and leather, but it looks good. The little red stitching around the edge, they carry the red stitching over to the dash. We got a nice big, well, it's gonna rain soon anyway. And we got a nice big screen. I think it's a 10.5 inch or so screen. Split, we can have radio, map, weather, and the weather here is hot. It's 90, this is miserable, Paul.
Here we have it, a fried egg on top of a Chrysler Pacifica. Not thinking I'm gonna eat that though. It's hot.
Paul. And then the projected digital screen over here. What's cool here is when we get the drive modes, which we have 4, go to sport, look at that. We change the gauges there. We throw up a little something on the screen there. And then we keep it in a Sport Plus, puts it on there. And then custom, we go back to these gauges, and that stays the same on normal, and then back to sport, which I like, kind of the red look. Very, very snazzy. Nice big dials here for the dual climate controls. And you know, if we want this to be bigger, we can hit the map button and boom, now we can see a little bit more on there. And
still says it's hot though.
Still says it's hot though. And it's a sport steering wheel, which I think means it's leather and has this little red stitching around it. Again, all looks good without adding a lot of cost to the car. I would like to see that flat bottom wheels. Paul knows I love those flat bottom wheels. But have a nice Bose sound system here. And it's very comfortable. They've added more dynamic edges to the seats here and more bolster, so that makes it more comfortable, which was one of the problems with the original Sonata that we had it's about 6 months ago. And the snazzy seats, got the N-Line logo, and again, a lot of side bolster here. One of the things they've done is they've added stiffer engine mounts, firmer dampers for the suspension, and increase the size of the anti-roll bar, and all of that stiffens up the ride and makes it feel more sporty. The good news is it handles sporty, it feels sporty. The bad news is the ride is very stiff, and it doesn't matter if I'm in the sports setting or not. Sports setting firms up the wheel, and for Sport Plus really firms it up, makes it really heavy feel to the wheel. But I'm not wild about the ride in this, whereas the original the Sonata Limited and the hybrid that we've driven, both very nice rides. This one is definitely more abrupt and a little firmer, especially in town. Now on the highway, and we're on a fairly smooth road here, not bad at all. But I can tell you, if you want a smoother ride, the N-Line is not for you. You want one of the other versions. All right, we're gonna get on the highway here. We're gonna punch it a little. We're in sport mode. See what we can do. It's an uphill ramp, so that's going to slow us a teeny bit, but let's see what we got. And it's moving, it's hauling. I saw 93, Paul.
I think it was getting a second wind too.
Yeah, it was. It had plenty of guts there, so no problem. You know, Genesis is the luxury brand, for Hyundai, you know, like Lexus is for Toyota. And this is the exact same engine as in the G80, which is one heck of a nice, you know, moderate cost luxury car. So 290 horsepower, that's almost 100 more horsepower than you get in the regular Sonata. So wow, that will do it. And it felt smooth. It felt like it was still pulling strong, like Paul said.
Yep.
We were at 90 something.
It would have
on the
done a
ramp.
buck easy.
And if we were on a downhill ramp or a longer ramp, it would have done a 100 easy.
But of course, on a closed course.
On a closed course where it's safe to be tried. And we'll try some of this up at Road America later in the year. Sonata N-Line. The Sonatas go anywhere from $24,000 to about $35,000. And the N-Line is the fast, racy one. There's a hybrid. There's one with 180 horsepower, one with 191 horsepower, and this one's got 290. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's very economical. It's just got a tough ride. So you got to make up your mind whether you want maybe a $50,000 luxury sedan, sports coupe, sports sedan, or just save some money, $35,000 or so, and boom, you got a really snazzy looking car.